How many times have you said, like, I'll launch later, I'll fix my systems later, I'll hire later? Every later creates a gap. That gap gets wider and wider and wider every single time you say later. You're pushing your timeline further and further and further back. Because you have consistently put that thing off to later and this thing off to later and this thing off to later, and they all connect, you never end up with pieces that make sense. Inside of that gap is where all of your opportunities are going. They're disappearing. Inside of that gap is where your momentum is going. It's disappearing. Inside of that gap is where your competitors are moving faster and they are getting to the goal more efficiently than you are. Really, we're just stacking up compounded losses. Loss of cash flow, loss of clients, loss of confidence, loss of opportunity. Every single time you say later in your mind should say loss. So let's reframe. We're gonna decide immediately. If you have clarity, it will kill your procrastination. If you continue to do things without clarity, then you will always say, I'll do that later. Then we're gonna delegate quickly. You don't hold on to tasks and say, I'm gonna get such and such to do this in 2 weeks, and I'm going to find a social media manager in 4 months. We're going to delegate it quickly. If you know what it is and you've already mapped it out, just go ahead and get it done. Don't hold on to tasks that slow you down, because there's no point in that. And then we're going to deploy. And this is your action and execution. We're going to deploy now, because our intentions, we keep refining them every day. Every day they have to be better. Every day they have to get more purposeful, more detailed. And every day that we do this, it prevents us from taking the action. So just take the imperfect action and don't worry about the perfect intentions. As long as you know where you're going, refine along the journey.